You're finally here. The World Cup. The match you paid hundreds of dollars for. You've got your ticket, your jersey, and your bag. You step up to security. They open it, look inside, and then they say this. Sir, this bag doesn't comply with our policy. You cannot enter. What you say in the next 30 seconds can decide whether you still have options or whether the conversation ends right there. Stay with me, because the mistake most people make happens before they even finish their first sentence. The moment security says your bag is rejected, most people do one of three things. They appeal to fairness. I've brought this bag before and nobody said anything. They appeal to effort. I drove 2 hours to get here. They appeal to money. Do you know what I paid for this ticket? None of that works, and here's exactly why. The officer in front of you did not set the policy. They did not price your ticket, and they cannot make an exception based on how frustrated you are. What they can do, the moment you get emotional, is end the conversation and move to the next person in line. You lose your shot the second you make them feel attacked. The good news is, there is a sentence that does the opposite. And it works because of what it doesn't say just as much as what it does. Here it is. Say this first. I completely understand. Can you show me the specific rule my bag violates? And is there a supervisor or a bag check option available before I leave the gate? Write that down. Screenshot it. Because that one sentence keeps every single door open, and I'm going to show you exactly how in the next 30 seconds. Show me the specific rule forces the officer to go from general to specific. That shift alone changes the conversation. You're not fighting them, you're asking them to do their job precisely. Supervisor or bag check option. This is the move most people never make. Many venues have bag storage or lockers nearby. You may not need to fight this at all. You just need to ask before you walk away. One important thing, if you refuse the screening entirely, they can deny entry. So stay in the conversation. That's where your leverage lives. Now let's go deeper. Because if that first sentence doesn't close it, here's exactly what comes next. I completely understand. Can you show me the specific rule my bag violates? And is there a supervisor or bag check option before I leave the gate? Calm, specific, non-confrontational. If this works, great, you're inside. If it doesn't, I'd like to speak with your supervisor, and before I go anywhere, is there a storage option available? I purchased this ticket under the published policy, and I want to find a solution before I walk away. 3 things happening here. Supervisor request, never let a frontline no be the final answer. Storage question, shifts from confrontation to problem solving, and sometimes that's all it takes. And published policy, 2 words that signal you're paying attention to the terms of this transaction. Watch how that lands. Now, worst case scenario, it escalates beyond the supervisor. Actual law enforcement arrives. Different rules apply entirely. Officer, I'm not resisting. I'm cooperating fully. I don't consent to any search beyond what I've already shown voluntarily. I'd like your name and badge number. You are complying, which protects you from any obstruction issue. You are noting non-consent, which matters for the record. And name plus badge number signals that this conversation does not end at the gate. Private security is not law enforcement. Their move is usually to deny entry or call police, not to physically detain you. But once actual police are involved, stay calm, cooperate, and let the documentation do the work later. Let's go through exactly what they say next, and what you say back. They say, you either comply with the policy or you leave. You say, understood. Before I go, is there a bag check or locker option here? And what's the process if I want to escalate this formally? You're not leaving empty-handed. You're leaving with information and with a paper trail starting. They say, everyone has to follow the same policy. You say, of course. Can you point me to exactly where this restriction is written so I have it for reference? If the rule is being applied inconsistently, document it. But don't argue it at the gate. That's a losing position in the moment. Win it later, in writing. They say, I need you to step aside. You say, I'll step aside. I'd like your supervisor present when I do. Stepping aside is fine, de-escalates publicly, and you've put the supervisor request on record one more time. They say, "You need to leave the premises now." You say, "I'll leave. What's your name and your supervisor's name? I want to make sure I'm filing the complaint with the right people." That question alone changes what happens next more often than you'd expect. Because now they know, this isn't over when you walk away. The moment you're clear of that checkpoint, do this before you do anything else. Voice memo. Right now. Say out loud. The officer's name or physical description, badge number if you got it, exactly what they said, and the time it happened. 30 seconds. Do it while it's fresh. If you were denied entry, email FIFA's official ticketing support and your credit card company the same day. Subject line, policy dispute, denied entry. Written record, dated, time-stamped. If anything physical happened, contact an attorney before you post about it anywhere. Don't give them a preview of what you know. Here's the truth about this situation. The people who lose are the ones who argued loudly at the gate and then went home angry. The people who win are the ones who said less, documented more, and followed up in writing. Emotional people lose. Documented people win. And if you want to know what to say if police approach you outside the stadium, not inside, outside, on public ground where your rights are completely different, that video is right here.